Mr. President, were you attacked North Korea?
Widespread devastation.
The Revere Report.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow
Ho,
is
ho, ho, everyone.
Merry Christmas, folks.
And welcome back to the Christmas special of the Revere Report. I'm Colin Sedgwick,
And I'm Jack with 2K's Manfield.
and we're coming back to you folks this week with another weekly dose of truth for you folks.
Damn straight.
And it's the Christmas season. Not only it's the Christmas season, but it's Christmas fucking day. Merry Christmas,
Damn
Jack.
straight. We've Merry Christmas to you too, Colin. This
Thank
is
you.
I am so excited to celebrate this day.
Oh,
You know,
this
Well,
is my favorite holiday.
absolutely. You know, it's all the others are just kind of like, well, you know, this is cool, but it's not Christmas.
It's
like,
not-
let's,
yeah.
let's be real here. You know, there's so much meaning attached to Christmas, and it's worked its way so effectively into every single little facet of our society. You just, even if you wanted to get away from it for some god awful reason, you couldn't. Nope. It's
Because it's Christmas, and it's about family, which brings me to the point of why I'm so happy about this holiday.
oh really?
Tax cuts, baby!
Tax cuts.
Woo!
Damn straight, Colin.
So stoked about the tax cuts.
Yeah, it's gonna be phenomenal.
I mean, it's just gonna help me get right back into my normal life.
Yeah, well, just like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get all this extra money now. Perfect time for the Christmas year. I'm gonna get, I mean, ungodly amounts back after Supreme Leader Trump finally signs this in just a couple days ago, and so I'm gonna start reaping that in and be able to buy the wife the Porsche and get her back into my life, the Porsche that she always wanted. And kids are gonna be spoiled to death this year, and I'm just so excited. Just in the year with buttloads of money.
Okay, hold on, Colin. Okay, first, that's great that you're getting back together with Joyce. That's phenomenal. Congratulations.
Oh, once she sees that Porsche, she can't say no.
Yeah, I mean, of course. You might want to put this one on the back burner, though.
Oh, what's that?
Well, you know, these boatloads of cash. That's not coming till next year.
Next year?
But yeah.
I know, but no, it's 2017.
Right.
Bills signed. Tax cuts are in full effect, so we got our money back. Government's not taking any more of my money.
You're halfway there. It's so they're signed and they go into effect for the 2018 year, and then so you file your taxes for the 2018 year in 2019. Right. Because we're on the 1st, we're gonna be filing our taxes like every good American should on the 1st of January.
Oh, of course.
For the 2017 year with this old, archaic, very liberal tax code in place.
I don't know if you're right about this one, but I mean,
You know what, Colin?
I mean,
You might just have to go ahead and Google that one.
yeah, Supreme Leader Trump is he's excited. I'm excited.
Yep. I mean, we're all excited. Just some of us a little more easily so than others, I suppose.
I'm
But
still
that's
gonna
fine.
buy the
There's
Porsche.
nothing
I'm
wrong
still
with that.
gonna
You
buy
know
the
what? Buy the Porsche. You
All right,
deserve the Porsche.
I think, Joyce deserves.
Well,
the
you know what?
I gotta make up for.
You know what?
The drones are still there, and they're coming a lot apparently.
You know, I thought we were developing some tech to deal with that drone problem. We can't really talk about it on air much, but
Oh, we're close.
yeah, you know, let's
That shielding device is gonna be amazing.
yeah, well, you know, just
We'll talk about it another time. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's Christmas. But what do you have planned for Christmas, Jack?
oh boy. So honestly, just gonna stay holed up in the bunker with the family.
Good.
I'm going to smoke a veritable cornucopia of marijuana.
Oh, as all Americans should once it's passed federally.
Yeah, well, you know, it's legal in the bunker.
Everything's legal
you know,
in the bunker.
Everything's legal in the bunker. Yeah, so I'm gonna be smoking a lot of the marijuanas, the devil's tree. And I'm currently I'm drafting a life-size replica of Noah's Ark.
Oh,
It's I got it all up on my drafting table.
nice. Are you gonna build that above or underground?
Well, I'm gonna start construction underground, and then
Okay.
hopefully by then I'll have the passageway, so I can get it to water.
Smart.
We've
Well, I
talked
mean,
about that
yeah,
previously,
yeah.
but yeah. So
I mean, the second coming of the flood is inevitable.
right.
If anyone's read their Bible,
Oh boy, yeah.
they'd see the signs coming.
Too many signs, Colin. I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah.
So I'm working on that, and then also I've just finished. I'm gonna take the kids to the shooting range wing of the bunker. I have a rather large crossbow that's it's just shaped like a crucifix.
Oh, nice.
It's we can dip the arrows in holy water and all that. For the vampires or.
They're out there.
Anarchists or whatever,
Anyone afraid of that? Oh, that's a great idea. You got to get them. I mean,
Get them firing that stuff off young.
Real young. I mean,
They need
how old's
these
your
defense.
youngest?
6.
Okay, perfect age.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, he's just strong enough that he can with
Cock
both
it back.
arms pull that back and
against the knees and just pull it back.
Yep.
Like it. I like it. You know what, Jack? You're a goddamn saint.
Well,
I wish I had a dad like you growing up.
You can be that dad for your kids though.
I just gotta get them out of that tight grasp of the judicial system. And,
Yeah, well, I believe in you, Colin. You can do it.
Yep. Well,
Best of luck to you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. So once I get my money off, once I get my check, I'm gonna go Christmas shopping and win back those kids myself. Probably get her kids and the wife out here, and maybe we all be shooting
Oh yeah, that'd be
crossbows
great.
on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and then once I finish the arc, we can fire him off the arc, and who knows what kind of shenanigans we'll get into.
Get the yearly cross up in the yard, and
Yeah, light that off.
yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Parvo, just 1 second. Anyway, so welcome back, folks. And this, as with
Any other episode.
we're gonna get right into the Twitter polls. And this week, unlike most other weeks, are Christmas themed because here it is, Christmas.
It's Christmas time.
Yay, our
gotta-
Lord and Savior's rebirth, his
Absolutely.
reawakening, coming back to life.
He came straight out of that cave with vengeance burning in his eyes, and he's just ready to spill blood in the name of his Father.
Yes, so
that is. We have 2,000 years of human civilization built on that story.
That factual occurring of events.
Yes,
It is.
Yes, he was.
Yes. That
it's
narrative is beautiful.
It's gorgeous, and it's terrible that so many people, don't take that into account. Christmas, as much as it should be a day of love for your family and celebration of all the things you're thankful for, it should also be a day of rage against that which has oppressed Christianity throughout the aeons.
That which has tried to hold you down and tried to make you a martyr and tried to kill you and
Yeah.
tried to make you suffer. And
Tried to plow your pets and
then tried to make you not get out of that cave and not come back to life and fight for what you truly believe in.
which is the American dream, folks.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's trying to keep you in that cave and out of your desk, out of that 9 to 5,
Uh-huh.
out of out of vacations to Maui, out of the occasional don't tell the wife coke binges in Vegas.
Right. It's the American dream alive and well in Nazareth.
Yeah, through our good friends Israel.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
You can't have it without them.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Straight into the Twitter polls, folks.
straight into the Twitter polls. So.
Which we had, I think, record numbers this week.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was thank you, folks, so much for all of your hard work and support. So all of your support, coming out, voting for the polls, commenting on the polls, retweeting the polls. Couldn't do this without you guys.
Majorly appreciated. So the first poll here was, how are you fighting back for the day our Lord commandeth, bye, bye, bye. We're all aware that there's a war on Christianity and Christmas specifically. And so we have to fight back and really clench Christmas from the jowls of those disgusting subhuman pieces of garbage that just want to end this time of celebration.
I couldn't say that better myself, Jack.
So, in the spirit of that, our first poll option coming in at 11% was beat up local dissidents. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I've seen those kids rolling around in the alleyways with their War on Christmas jackets.
That's
and
disgusting.
Their upside down crosses and
Smoking.
spiked hair with the bleaches are all spiked.
Disgusting.
And,
Smoking their marijuana and
it's disgusting. So
Yeah.
that is a good option. I fully support that.
11%. I think there was
11, yeah.
Yeah, 300 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I
hope there are 300 local dissidents that are feeling the pain right now.
You know what, folks? Go out there and do it. It might be the last one in the polls this week, but
that is by no means a lack of endorsement for this option.
Exactly.
They're all good options here, folks.
Oh yeah.
So, also coming in near the end there at 22% is boycott Starbucks.
I mean, as you should.
Yeah. They took the Christmas tree off of the cup. They've, severed ties with any real Christian imagery for the day of Christmas. It's all happy holidays and here's your peppermint mocha.
Afraid to say Merry fucking Christmas.
Yeah,
I said Merry Christmas the last time I was at a Starbucks. And the bitch got so mad at
Their
me.
faces go pale. It's like it's like a ripple effect through
It's
the
like
whole
you.
restaurant.
It's like you splashed a Satanist with holy water. They turn white. They look like they're gonna vomit. They look.
There's a woman on her computer
Trembling.
in a suit who kind of she tilts her glasses down and like looks over them at you like, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's what's happening to this country.
What's wrong with 7-Eleven coffee?
Right.
Why do we have to go?
What's wrong with AM PM coffee? I mean, what's wrong with stopping at Jiffy Lube and getting your oil changed and having some mechanic coffee? I mean,
I used to go in there just to get a quote on. I knew there was nothing wrong with my car, but I just go in because I love their coffee so much.
it's pretty good.
And they'd be like, occasionally, sir, this is the third time you've been back today, but
this is
just
my
tell them,
third car too.
This is anyways, goddamn Starbucks.
Yeah, fucking quit with your coffee.
Yeah. So also coming in at 22% is caroling with your church,
as any great American should fucking do.
Absolutely.
Kind of disappointed this is not number one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You shouldn't be able to graduate high school without at least a certain amount of like church caroling under your belt.
I think that you should get a credit per Christmas season during the high school years of your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Right.
Each year you go out and you carol at least 3
yeah.
times and you get a credit. And without doing that at least 3 times a year, you should
Blammo,
not be
you're
able to,
finished, punk.
Yeah.
There
goes your
McDonald's
fucking
for you.
high school diploma. You can't go out in the world and do anything because you didn't give back to your community by going out there in the cold and singing to help bring reciprocity back into your community.
Absolutely.
It's
if you're not saving your neighbors,
then what are you saving? What do you want?
What are you fighting for?
This is all about family and neighbors and just giving back, folks. Like the true meaning of Christmas is, I mean, aside from the fiery vengeance, is just helping other people out.
Yeah.
The way that people didn't help Jesus when he was murdered.
Right.
4 days before he came back.
Yeah. If there had been carolers at the crucifixion, maybe something would be different now.
Well,
but
yeah, and maybe we wouldn't have
not.
Christmas, which would be a good thing because he wouldn't have been killed in the first place.
Yeah, it just makes me. Anyways,
there were good people. Yeah.
So our last poll option here, coming in at 45%, the clear winner.
Yep.
Without a doubt, was bomb a Planned Parenthood. And you know what? I could not disagree with that whatsoever.
It's hard to agree or disagree.
Well, you know what? all they do there is murder babies. Let's be honest.
I mean, that's true.
It's a baby Holocaust. It's baby Auschwitz.
That's
is
true.
is what
there's a big
Planned Parenthood
and I've
is.
been in one of those one time, folks. And it
I'm sorry,
literally is,
you what?
It was for an investigative story.
Okay,
Yes.
that
No.
makes a little more
No,
sense.
I've-
Colin, you had me worried there.
No.
Oh boy.
I've not performed an abortion, but it is literally just a boiler with an open stove. You open the handle and you just shovel baby carcasses in there.
Wow, they just have
Yeah.
like piles of baby carcasses.
Yeah, I broke this
My
a
God.
few years prior. This is probably 10, 15 years ago. I broke this story a long time ago. I have
Wow.
pictures. You can probably Google it, but yeah, it's just baby carcasses that they just shovel into in a center, and then
Fuck. Well, blow them up. Blow them the fuck up.
yeah,
You know?
yep. I mean, there might be some good people there.
You
So
know
I'm
what?
kinda torn.
It's like saying there were great people in the SS during the Holocaust. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
you
fair
might be a
enough.
good person outside of doing the job that you're doing, but
Correct.
that doesn't make doing the job okay or make you not a shitty person while you're doing the job.
You know what, Jack? You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Blow them up.
I guess we're blowing up Planned Parenthoods this Christmas. I mean,
So, the second poll here was also a Christmas poll.
Of course.
What are you planning to do with your family to celebrate Christmas today? You know, there's so many different people have so many different ways to celebrate, and you know their families are all different sizes, and you know it's just interesting to see what people get at on the Lord's Day of Vengeance.
we got a
So-
good variety here. I think we got
Yeah.
people from all over the great United States.
Absolutely.
So coming in, what's that? Bottom
So
one?
coming in at 10% was slaughter reindeer.
There's our
and-
Alaska folks right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
beautiful.
Despite the way that reindeer are portrayed in the Christmas narrative, Jesus, our Lord and Savior, fucking hated reindeer. I'll tell you what.
They are
He had
despicable beasts.
the only thing that he loved about reindeer was the way that they tasted.
Have you ever had a piece of reindeer
Oh,
sausage?
it's delicious.
Oh.
My God, my mouth is watering right now just thinking about it.
I usually
I'll
make
tell
those
you
on
what.
Christmas Day. Maybe I'll bring some out. I got a guy.
You know what's the best is reindeer corn dogs.
Oh, I've
You
actually.
take the deep fry that and
well, that place just closed.
well,
The place up in Alaska where the guy
No.
would make the reindeer corn dogs. Yeah,
My
unfortunately
God.
he went out of business. I think he died or something. But the kids didn't want it, and they
What a-
landmark.
God
sad.
damn, that's sad.
Yeah, I
that's
forgot
so
the name
sad.
of the place, but it was delicious.
Well, if any of you folks out there are looking for a new business opportunity, there is now, thanks to the free market, a niche to be filled in Alaska for reindeer corn dogs.
Yes,
so
there is.
Get investing, folks. So coming in at second place with 20% was Plot 1776, the sequel.
You know what I'm gonna be doing?
Oh yeah, I know you, Colin.
That's 365 for me.
Absolutely. And you know, it's a commonly known fact that the sequel is always way better than the original.
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
inevitably
Slightly
it's-
better than the book, but
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to work out exactly as planned. Vince Vaughn will not make an appearance, unfortunately, but
That's too
you know, we take what we can get.
we might get a Jack Black appearance like the new Jumanji.
Ooh, you know what? I can't wait.
I can't wait
I
either.
love when they take classic movies like that and they reimagine them with new CGI. A new flash in the pan actor,
Yep.
but he's like just a little past his prime, so it's his redemption arc.
Oh.
He's ready, he's coming back.
But we got Dwayne the Rock Johnson in this one. You know he's gonna be in 1776 too.
Oh God! You know what? I still once Supreme Leader Trump, once he's if he hasn't found a way to stay in office past the 8 years, which I would love,
yeah,
but
that'd be great.
if that doesn't work out, unfortunately, I would love to see The Rock run in 2024.
I think that's
I would.
basically guaranteed at
Yeah,
this point.
you know what? He's definitely posturing himself for it, and he's a great guy. So yeah,
Anyway.
looking forward to that.
Oh, it's
Anyways,
gonna be great.
So yeah, coming in at 30%, second place was smoke marijuana. I'll tell you what, Colin, that's all I have planned for today.
Buzzing.
I mean,
Love
aside
it.
from the other cool stuff, but oh boy, that's you know, the founding fathers smoked marijuana. Jesus smoked marijuana.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's medicinal.
yeah, who doesn't? I mean, even if it's not medicinal, like,
Right. I mean,
you know, it's,
that's like not drinking beer with your steak.
yeah, folks. If you don't smoke marijuana, you're probably a liberal.
Yeah, you're probably a big old lib. And you can just get out.
Yeah, just get out of here. Just get out of my Parvo.
Oh, hitting the chords.
If you don't smoke marijuana, folks, get out of my country.
Yes, please.
Get straight out. Don't want to share it with you. Coming in at 40%, the clear winner of today's poll of celebratory Christmas
And this
acts.
one just kind of baffled me a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Coming in first place is fucking Elf.
It baffled me.
Why is that, Colin?
Well, because I mean,
Would
everybody's...
you not fucking Elf?
No. I mean, everybody's heard how great elves are to have sex with. Clint Eastwood went on for
Oh, that Twitter rant.
About loving to fuck elves. And then it just kind of became viral. What was that, 2012? Everybody was fucking
Something like
elves.
that, yeah.
And I've been putting out cages and traps for elves since then. And I've put in cookies, I put in marshmallows, I put in candy canes, I put in dead rats, I put in a couple of dead dogs, cats, some human blood. I put everything into these traps. And I've not been able to catch an elf and fuck it. I haven't even caught one, let alone fuck it. So I'm baffled at how
Colin.
you get the elf off of the sleigh, because he should be staying on the sleigh for the entirety of Santa coming down and doing his business. And I mean, maybe they come and eat some of the cookies. Did they get off the sleigh?
Colin, you're going about you don't have the elves come to you. You have to mount an expedition to the North Pole and capture. You know, it's the Christmas compound is heavily guarded, but
So it's like going to Thailand to fuck underage
exactly.
prostitutes.
There's a whole ring in Thailand. There may actually be some. I can send you some links. Some places
That makes sense.
Yeah, but there's definitely an underground ring for that. They go every once in a while and they raid the compound. They don't get too many, and it's expensive, but
I'm sure
it's
that makes
definitely
much
doable.
more sense.
Yeah. I
This
mean,
whole time
they're not
I've
like
been-
reptilians. You can't just bait them out of the subterranean
That's what I've been
caverns,
trying to
you know,
do for.
it's-
This is coming on 5 years.
If
But
you
it's
would have
much
just
more realistic.
I'd
that
love to go to Thailand
Clint
with you
Eastwood
and
is just
sometime.
fucking underage dwarves up in the North Pole paying for it. That makes much more sense than
Yeah,
him.
well, it's very
I mean, he's
Clint
an old
Eastwoodian,
man,
you
too.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to wrangle these motherfuckers for 5 years.
Well, we can make a week of it sometime.
All
you
right.
know?
Well,
After we get those tax cuts, you know. Hell yeah.
That'll be vacation money.
Hell yeah. So yeah, those were our polls for this week. So thank you folks so much.
Yes.
I feel very festive after reading all of your comments and just seeing how y'all are going to spend the day.
Yeah, great results this week. And just remember, every Wednesday and Thursday,
Poll time.
Get
Check
on
them out.
Yeah.
We'll pin them to the top. We'll usually, every once in a while, I forget to leave the first poll running for like a couple of days. But because you got to click, like it's just set for a day. You got to click and alter it. But there should be starting Wednesday morning. There should be at any given time between then and us recording, typically on Saturdays.
At least 2 polls.
Yeah, at least 2 polls. Yeah. So.
Check
Check
thank you
them out.
again, and thank you all so much for all the love and support on Twitter.
Absolutely.
The emails. Oh, we have been getting emails. Next week
We've been getting people's pictures of their Christmas trees.
Oh,
I
it's
love
been
it.
beautiful.
I love it.
It really has. We got such a full show this week. Otherwise, I was actually going to bring in some mail questions, but it's just too full this week.
Yeah.
with with the Christmas spirit. But
we
next
got
week
pages
we may,
here.
Yeah.
Got a whole outline. This is.
So
let's try and get through this.
Let's just get going on the week. Is Jesus Christ, Parvo. The SpaceX.
SpaceX. Yeah, you saw that yesterday.
I did. I saw it. It was all over the Twitter sphere, and I promised that we would give these folks an explanation because they're so. people see something in the sky, they panic, they think it's a UFO, guys.
And it's if
understandable.
if you don't know what it's going to be,
Very
that's a terrifying.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I completely agree, and I assured them that we would explain what was happening, and I mean most people figured it out. They Googled it. Yeah, it was SpaceX.
It's SpaceX.
But it's
Elon
much
Musk.
deeper than that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you gotta wonder why didn't they warn us
Why
that
wasn't
that was
it all
going
over
on
the
ahead of
news?
time? Yeah, it
You
should have
know, you're
been
gonna see some
emergency
crazy shit.
broadcast.
Basically,
Yeah.
like, this is okay. An emergency. Don't panic broadcast.
Can you imagine how many little old ladies died yesterday having a heart attack, thinking that ET was coming down to colonize her anus?
Yes, I saw at least 5 Twitter posts of actually people's grandmothers dying for that exact reason.
Yeah, and Elon Musk, I would like, you're probably not listening, but on the off chance that you are, I would like a formal apology for the way that you handled that.
Formal apology.
Yes.
I'm sure Fox News is listening.
Absolutely. Hopefully somehow it'll get to him.
Yeah.
But
The
these
greater
sorts of
concern.
things,
There's a
these sorts
much
of
greater
things are
concern.
happening more often. There's things in the sky, and you're like, "What is that?" And well, it's a SpaceX rocket, or it's a Bolivian test missile, or
weather balloon. I saw
Yeah.
a comet coming down and
Yeah,
disintegrating
so-
on its course through the stratosphere.
Well, and with the internet, it's every time something kind of weird happens in the sky, everybody knows about it within about 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And so, it makes you think, what are they preparing us for?
Exactly. You think,
What exactly-
this isn't just exploration. These aren't random events. This
Right.
is preparation, getting us used to the sight of things coming in and out of our atmosphere.
Right. We should be so used to it that we look up and I see half a dozen things in the sky and I don't think anything of it. I don't even wonder what they are anymore, because it's like, it's either a weather balloon or SpaceX or
Yeah, and you'll get a half a dozen people on Twitter freaking out, but at the same time, it's nothing, and they're just trying to ease the global panic as more and more of these things start colliding or coming into peacefully or threatening to destroy our planet.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, are they privy to something that's on the horizon? Maybe it's a long con, maybe we're 10 years out, maybe it's next year. If these events really start ramping up in frequency,
Yep.
It's a surefire way to tell that something is going to happen in those skies. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. So I mean, don't
Keep
stop
your
looking
eyes
up,
peeled.
folks.
No.
Don't stop looking up, because before you know it, you're going to be getting used to the sight of alien invaders, or maybe friendly, quote unquote, friendly aliens, or maybe they're just the reptilian overarchy that's been running everything the whole time, and technology's advancing, we're finding other civilizations, or maybe we're slaves.
So folks, if you do capture any of these on video, please email them to us.
Yes.
Tweet, at us on Twitter, whatever that is.
Yeah, you can always at the Revere Report, hashtag the Revere Report. We'll see all of it. We've got a new intern, Mike.
Yep.
He's doing great.
Fucking Mikey.
He's getting us all of the information as soon as it comes in. We're filtering it through us. We've been doing a lot of research this last week, and Mike's just been doing great on the internship side.
Yeah,
So we're gonna see anything.
We might start paying him soon, if he keeps it up.
Yeah. He might get a college degree.
Hey. What are we on to next? We've got
we got
the takeover.
Yeah, we can update on the takeover here.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of it's just kind of off and on facts of just what's been going on over the week.
And we have focused a lot on Amazon in the past, but I don't want to fixate on Amazon specifically. While they are a large contributor to this overarching,
they're one of the 3 big players in the threat.
But they're not the only players,
and we have to start. That's more of a trifecta,
right? There has been a lot about Amazon recently that's made it easy to hyper focus on them with the data bucket breaches and all that we covered.
But I mean,
I think the second episode.
But really, it's gonna be the Google matrix. So Google is kind of at the forefront, but then you have so many other players with Amazon and Facebook and Verizon and
even
Comcast.
Twitter.
Twitter's gonna end up raping you guys in the mouth every single day if you don't be careful.
Yeah. And it's
MySpace.
there's so many social media platforms, and I don't participate in social media a lot, but when I do get on there, I see so many memes floating around. It's like the whole thing is just memes, and people are just liking memes and sharing them, and I don't get it. I don't really understand. But this kind of brings us to, I have a contact in the DNC. They've expressed interest in sharing some information. They see some things in there going on that they don't like, and so this is an ongoing process. They're sharing what they think they can comfortably share safely.
So what are they sharing?
So they mentioned that there's the Democratic National Convention last year. There's all this controversy about, is it Bernie Sanders? Is it Hillary Clinton? How are they, what kind of backroom deals are, Sanders was a communist. Like, fuck the guy, burn him.
Fuck that socialist piece of shit.
But he was still absolutely cheated out of that position.
Oh, definitely.
And there's no question about that. And
that rapist's wife took advantage of that entire situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And so people have been wondering, how do these decisions get made? Obviously, they're made in back rooms, but what are the criteria? And obviously, things like business connections and, the Clinton Foundation played really heavily into it. But this contact has alerted me to the fact that a good portion of the weight behind these candidates is their meme ability.
Their meme ability.
Yes. So how easily they can be turned into effective memes that get shared through the public. If you think about it, memes are free advertising for a political candidate. And so
can't trademark a meme.
Yeah, and so now the Democrats are looking at Joe Biden as a potential candidate. And at first, I laughed at first, but I found out there's a whole series of Joe Biden memes that were floating around last election, and everyone was just romanticizing him. I don't know if you've seen all the videos of how he's a total mega creep, grabbing on children and women stepping away from him and all that.
I've seen that in person.
So, regardless, though, he's very memeable.
That's true.
And so, that's fair. Yeah, they're really, it's impressive. It would be more impressive if it wasn't so despicable. How...
no other credentials besides how they can be
I'm sure there are other things that factor in.
Turn it into a meme.
But, if you have a candidate that looks otherwise, two candidates that otherwise look like they could be similarly solid, the one with the higher memeability is definitely going to take the cake. Oh, my God. This is just the first
affirmative meme action.
Yeah, we need to nip this in the bud somehow.
I completely agree. That's gonna take it's gonna take a little bit of research and
right. Yeah, this is just the first bit of information that I've gotten out of this contact. So I'm excited to see how this relationship develops. What else we can get out of this.
We might even be able to just watch this one from afar. It might blow itself up.
Oh yeah,
this could be the effective end of the Democrats.
It could be. Let's hope.
Let's do more than hope, and let's pray.
Let's pray. So on the topic of social media, this is also big news recently. I've been watching this for a couple of years, and there hasn't been a whole lot of noise about it, but there are just a couple of videos online recently about it, and so there's been some buzz. The Chinese government is developing a sort of social media type of network where citizens rank each other's patriotism.
Oh.
And I don't quite know how that works, but...
you get a gold star for, is it a star basis?
It can't be, it could be
it can't
points.
Be a bald eagle basis. That would be
It might be like a hammer and a sickle basis.
Oh, that could be it. Or maybe maybe you get a one smog unit
Yeah.
for every I don't know, every declaration of Mao.
Yeah,
Every hour that you work in a factory beyond 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's probably a good one.
Yeah, I don't really know the particulars.
Yeah,
it's open wildly to speculation, but what we can say is that the few poor capitalists that live in that country, that live under the constant fear of scrutiny of their peers, of the government, who could just have their throat slit in public for even, sharing a quote from, Keynes or Adam Smith or, any of these great economic philosophers, really. It's just the idea that people could find things out about them and smear them publicly, and then who knows what that patriotism score goes into. Maybe you can't find housing, maybe maybe you can't buy lambskin condoms anymore. You have to go back to that cheap latex shit.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me. It's sickening.
Maybe you have to you got to sit toward the back of the bus. Is it going to get into a social economic?
I mean, I don't see how it wouldn't.
Affect your pay rate.
It's effectively creating a social strata within the country and forcing people into, the 80% aren't going to hang out with the 60%. That's just not going to happen. It's a caste system is what it is. A communist caste system.
Leave it to God.
You know what? I wish McCarthy had just, pushed on through to China.
Dumbest thing.
Drop the nukes. Jesus Christ.
Oh, getting off on that one again.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Sorry, folks. It's fine.
So that's something to watch for. Super interesting and very terrifying.
Yeah, it really is. Talk about takeover. Fucking China. No surprise.
So yeah, maybe there are a couple other things here, but nothing really all that important. Maybe we should move on to the next big thing here,
which is our newest segment, which will probably be pretty much winding down after this
after
episode.
the holidays.
Yeah, which is the War on Christmas.
The War on Christmas.
It's and it. Jesus fucking Christ. Part of God, I need to just put her in a kennel.
So, the War on Christmas is in full effect right now. Today is the Normandy of the War on Christmas.
And you just have to, you got to go outside, folks, to see it. You don't have to walk more than a block away. Go to your local convenience store, try to say Merry Christmas. People are going to bat a dirty liberal eye at you.
Absolutely. You go to Starbucks, the whole place will just clear the fuck out.
Yeah, you'll be lucky. They might have heroin needles in their arms and still start running out.
Yeah. Then who knows what had happened from there,
Yes. The War on Christmas is in full effect, and it is being fully taken over by the story that we broke a few weeks ago of the Satanist shoppers.
Absolutely. I really think they are the key players in this ongoing struggle, and you don't see that much on the surface there. Every now and again, if you do some research, you can find like a satanic ritual murder happened here or there. They frequently do happen at shopping malls.
They happen more than you would think, but they just get silenced so often.
And so it's and without I have a friend out in the Pacific Northwest who I may have mentioned him before. He is an expert on satanic cults. I'd like to have him on the show sometime in the near future, but he is deep in. He's actually undercover in one of the cults right now.
My God.
Yeah, he's I have so much respect for him. He puts his life and body on the line, and he listens to the terrible music that they listen to.
I can only imagine.
But
has he had to actually sacrifice anything?
I don't know
Animals?
any particular details. His communication ability is really spotty. He spends a lot of time in rural areas. They really only seem to travel into the urban centers for like the really big, flashy rituals.
For the big deals.
Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't surprise me. They're probably monitoring his cell phone use.
Absolutely.
Doesn't surprise me.
They
Satanists, however.
They definitely do have some sort of more cohesion around the Seattle area because it's such a hot spot right now. Amazon is there, who's
So
like
hot
the
right
second largest online retailer next to Alibaba, who is the largest online retailer. And actually, yes, they are.
Actually really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They've expressed interest in
I wouldn't
opening up
trust my credit
space.
card on Alibaba.
Oh no. They've expressed interest in opening up some spaces in Seattle too. So Seattle, for whatever reason, is the locus point of Satanism in the United States.
That is just absurd.
It is. It's terrifying. So hopefully hopefully he gets back safe and sound and we can have him on the show to do a feature here, because I have so many questions for him.
I do too. I really do as well. And just, I mean, folks, taking Christmas and Christianity out of our culture
it's sick.
It's devastating to our youth as well. I'm looking through pages. I mean, we're both looking through pages and pages of this research.
Yeah, Colin, you did so much research on this week.
I really did.
We have so many facts. It's so many facts. This is the fact zone.
Yeah, just pulling out this one is on the decline of Americans that believe biblical Christmas story reflects historical events, is down from 73% in 2014 to people believing that Jesus was born to a virgin, and we're down to a pathetic 66% in 2017.
66%. Did you know, Colin? It's actually 66.6%.
Oh, I did not see that.
In 2017, that is a fact.
Oh my God.
That is. So yeah. It's obviously things are factually becoming more heathenistic.
I mean, we could have put some more stuff together, but I wanted to be as surprised as you folks.
Yeah, there's just so much here. The people that believe that the wise men, existed and they were guided by a star and brought gifts to Jesus, down from 75% in 2014 to 68% this last year. That's barely above half.
The real sad one that I'm looking at is, should Christian symbols like nativity scenes be allowed on government property? And so
of course they should.
They should, 100%. This is broken out by generations. So the baby boomers, a pathetic 29%, said only if being accompanied by other symbols like Hanukkah.
I'm sorry, what?
Hanukkah candles. Oh my
God. My God.
29% of you?
29% of baby boomers.
Boomers.
I thought that was the enlightened generation,
right? And 23% of them said not to be.
Not at all?
Not at all.
God.
And that is
damn.
That is higher than millennials.
Higher than millennials?
Higher than millennials.
Jesus, titty fucking Christ.
Yeah. How many of you plan to plan religious services on Christmas or Christmas Eve day? Oh my goodness. 42% of millennials. A little more surprising, but only 58% of baby boomers?
Jesus. This is what the war on Christmas is.
Yeah.
Barely above half. Barely above half are attending.
It's affecting our best generations. This is disgusting. Do you know what happens when we take these things out of our? I mean,
it falls apart. It's
our culture falls
anarchy.
apart. When you start taking out these Christian values, you might as well just start. Take that Bible. Here's a fucking meth pipe.
Fact.
Yes. Here's a fucking heroin needle.
Fact.
Yeah. I mean, right here, this MIT research paper that I pulled out shows. Where did it go? It shows that I wrote it down. 30% increase among towns after the elimination of blue laws, particularly blue laws that have to do with Christmas Day. 30% increase in youth drug and alcohol abuse.
Fact.
38% increase.
That is insane.
And that is from MIT, folks. If this tells us anything, we need to reinstate these blue laws. These laws that saying we need to. Why do we need a drink on a Sunday? No reason.
It's
for football. We don't watch football. They don't even fucking take a bow for our fucking.
They don't pray at the beginning of a game.
At the beginning of they don't pray. They don't take not even a knee. They need to take a full on bow and thank Supreme Leader Trump before every game.
Absolutely. There's no sacrificial chicken beheading.
Nothing. So we need to get in there and we need to get these blue laws back. We need
Absolutely.
to get them back in order and stop allowing anything to be sold on Sundays that are going to get you, out of your mind state. And you need to you need to be in church praying to your Lord and fucking Savior
For at least 12 hours.
At least 12 hours. I mean, it's a Sunday. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, not repent?
Yeah, that's
you've sinned all fucking
insane.
week. Trust me, folks. I know.
We know, folks. We know what you do behind closed doors.
Yeah, well, a little bit too much.
That was full of facts.
That was nothing but facts. And
that was the fact zone.
Yeah, there was stuff that we really should have, even more things that we could have gotten into here. It's just blowing my mind. We really could have put that together.
I would like to start a weekly segment called the Fact Zone, where everything is a fact, backed up by. We'll have numbers and statistical data, and maybe not next week, but let's put some things together for this.
I like it.
The
I
Fact
like it a
Zone.
lot. The Fact Zone. All right, folks.
Anyways,
so this is we're gonna get into our top story here, which I dug this one out of my archives. A little research I did quite some years ago, and I pulled it out just for all you folks, and it's Dr. Seuss, the reptilian hunter.
Wow.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss, reptilian hunter.
I did not know that this is what we were covering today. Colin.
Yeah, this was a little Christmas present for you.
You're just bringing the big guns out.
Yeah,
today.
well, I found this in there, and it after we get through some of this, it'll blow your mind.
Yes,
and
it will.
We'll tie it all back to
My
Christmas
mind
at the
is
end.
currently being blown.
Yep, we'll tie it all back to Christmas right at
Fact.
the end. Yeah, it's So, folks, hold on to your hats because you think you know your childhood hero, Dr. Seuss, and it turns out he is much, much, much different than you could have imagined because. First and foremost, he was a time-traveling reptilian hunter.
Time-traveling reptilian.
Yes. So as many people know, or as you should know, that most reptilian hunters are time travelers. They're not necessarily immortal, but they get reborn.
Through Christ, of course.
Correct. We'll get to that toward the end there. But through Christ, they get reborn, and they all die, which leads us in that... Dr. Seuss died at the ripe old age of 87 years old.
It's pretty old.
What does that number remind you of anything?
That is
the number of years between 1776 and the Civil War.
Whoa!
407 years, Jack.
My God.
Yes, because that's when the most famous reptilian hunter, Abraham Lincoln, God rest his soul, decided.
How did I not make that connection?
Yeah, that's when he decided to declare war once again on the oppressive
reptilian South.
The oppressive reptilian South.
My God.
Yeah, so 407 years, Colin, Jack.
So, reptilian hunter, is that like a mantle that's passed between? Is there only one reptilian hunter at a given time, or is this like a syndicate?
It's a syndicate. It's almost more of a race. It's one level above humanity. They're part of humanity.
Okay, so it's like they're not quite angels, but they're
more of just a race.
Okay,
they're a race of humanity.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's just another humanoid species,
right?
Do we know where they originate from? Are they
like
Alpha Centauri? Or
no, they actually originate from Jesus Christ. So they have the blood of reptilians in them.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of these stories and that's what Dr. Seuss did well in this time around because they are all technically immortal because they become reborn.
Right.
So he tells his stories about that to children to try to enlighten us. And he didn't do the best job. I mean,
there's a lot that gets lost in translation.
He killed plenty of reptilians. Well,
right.
in his go on this in that we know of as Dr. Seuss. He's going to be reborn as someone else. He's alive now.
Right.
But as he killed a lot of people.
There was also that school bus accident.
Yeah.
That was a big.
Yep.
But anyways,
so there's a lot more significance in the number 87 besides 4 scores and 7 years. Is in Australia, it's considered the devil's number.
My God. Fact.
Yes. It's also the atomic number of francium.
Really?
Francium, named after France.
Of course.
We don't need to get into the relationship between the French and the reptilians.
I mean, the French, we could do a whole episode about France.
I mean,
I'll
they're
tell you
mostly just reptilians.
Yeah.
I mean, their first...
Not to mention giant pussies. I mean...
Well, their first state kingdom, founded 987.
Speaks for itself.
The French Third Republic that basically started the First World War.
Basically?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
1870 is when it was founded.
God damn.
Yep. And the francium was discovered by Marguerite Perry, who also died at 87.
Fact. My God.
Another time-traveling reptilian, obviously.
My God.
And so she was actually she died at 87. But every time that she founded this, and she was killed at the ripe old age of 87 for being a reptilian hunter, every time, and even to this day, everybody started, every time any sort of research goes into using this element, it is just nixed.
Really?
Dunzo.
I wonder what would happen if somehow the number 87 was incorporated. Like, what if I gave a grant for $87 million to research it? Oh. What if that is the magic number? Maybe. What if that will get us down to the bottom of this?
I do think that 87 has to do with like some sort of their weakness. And I think francium is their weakness. I think francium is their kryptonite.
Right.
I really do. And more of just the more 87s we throw at this, maybe it'll get better. I mean, it's the sum of the squares of the first four primes.
Right.
I mean,
obviously.
87, it's also the sum of the sums of the divisors of the first 10 positive integers. It's very obvious that this is a very powerful number.
Right.
So, to not only that, 87 could also be bad because it was the 87th United States Congress that met in 61 to 63 during the reign of JFK, who was killed for challenging the reptilians. The first president that challenged the reptilians.
The first president assassinated by reptilians.
Yep.
You know, that really started the beginning of this whole...
It started
this
war.
whole takeover process. You know, folks, you wonder, who are the powers that be? Who is actually pulling the strings here? And it's really easy to blame it on, well, it's crony capitalism or it's communism. And it definitely is communism, but it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper into the caverns underneath Yellowstone, where we can't even see down there with sonar. You think that those are just magma chambers? All we know is that they're chambers.
Oh,
You cannot see inside of there. You do not know what happens.
But do you know how you can see inside of there? With infrared light.
Infrared light. That is literally the only way.
Which the 87 photographic filter blocks all light except infrared.
My God.
Yes.
I'm honestly, Colin, I wish I had had some warning for this because we are biting off a big. There's a lot here.
There is a lot.
We have just endangered everyone who has ever met us by bringing this up on the air.
I agree. But I pulled it out and I was like, you know what? I never got this story to light. I mean, that photographic filter is is how the reptilians made their implants. They took that, so they can actually reverse it, and so they can see like regular human beings. Because if you look up anything, snakes, reptiles,
they all see heat patterns.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They all see infrared. And that's why it's called the 87 photographic filter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a lot to swallow right off the bat there.
It
folks.
is. And I feel like there's so much that we can tie that into so many things that are in play. Nationally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's just it's too much to cover right now. We only have a few more minutes left, really. But it's the reptilians are a true force to be reckoned with, and Dr. Seuss wanted you to know that. And that's why his humble story, his humble Christmas story of how the Grinch stole Christmas was actually an allegory showing how Jesus Christ, who wasn't a reptilian, I mean, that's basically common knowledge. He was not just a reptilian. He was
the son of the king of reptilians, the Alpha Reptilian. He was the son of that. He was basically the son of the god of reptilians, and that's where, you know, the story of Jesus Christ in the human world comes from.
Right.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas is how he became a human sympathizer.
Right.
And how he began to actually care and love us. And
so he betrayed his own people.
he betrayed his own people.
That's why he's a martyr. That makes so much more sense now.
Yes.
That makes so much
And
more
his
sense.
own dirty, grubby people killed him.
Those fucks.
Yeah. So
Those
Dr. Seuss,
dirty fucks.
he did what no other time traveling reptilian hunter has done, and he became
left
famous,
clues.
and he left
That's
us these clues to the
Number
truth.
one rule of time travel is you don't leave clues, and he broke it. And
did.
you know what? Now we have a fighting chance.
Yeah,
If
you,
somehow-
Dr. Seuss.
Thank you, Dr. Seuss. If somehow this
Yeah.
this broadcast survives into the 23rd or 27th or 87th century or wherever it is that he's from,
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you. You really let us into so much, and I mean, we could go into all of his stories as allegories, but really, that's the big one. And then, I mean, it was, of course, left out of the Bible once, you know, that
Yeah, well,
fucking
and the
reptilian
whole-
King James came along and edited
Yep.
everything,
And
and
the whole
the whole part where he tried to steal Christmas because he was put in charge of taking away everything that made us good and made us not dirty reptilian scum, and he finally realized the good in humanity, and that's why we celebrate his second coming today.
right. Right.
I can't
My
think,
God.
yeah, I can't think of a better way to end this podcast.
Absolutely not. You know, let's just have like a couple seconds of silence here for Dr. Seuss and his
And on that note, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Revere Report. Please follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. Both of those are the Revere Report. Shoot us an email if you want to join in some conversations, or if you want to, whatever you want to say to us.
just
Please.
express your love for the Lord
Yes.
and Dr. Seuss.
Yes, it's the Revere Report at gmail.com. Please
Colin.
like and subscribe the podcast on iTunes, or not Stitcher, because they're a bunch of
Fuck Stitcher.
yeah, fuck them in
Fuck
their
Stitcher.
reptilian ways. And anywhere else you find podcasts besides Stitcher, we're there. So
Absolutely.
yeah. And one last thing is come back and follow the new
The
Revere
subreddit.
Report subreddit. It's
Hell
up. It's
yeah.
alive. It's private at the moment because we don't trust a lot of you.
Yep.
But hey, ask us for an invitation in, and we'll get you down after we do a little bit of investigation.
Yeah, we gotta vet you first to make
bit.
sure that you're not part of the opposition there. Because we'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
We will absolutely kill you.
So until next time, folks, take care of yourselves.
And as always, stay
Just
vigilant.
holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We've snuggled close together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus on.
This has been a Sedgwick and Manfield production.
Oh shit, I should take a piss. Get moving.